so as you go up in the organization with hires, the risk and reward goes up. And so that's something that a lot of people don't like talking about, but I will. Which is if you hire somebody and let's say that they're not a cultural fit, maybe they have the skills, or they are a cultural fit and they don't have the skill fit, and they're a leader. What you find often, and it sucks, is that it's almost like it's like a tree that has an entirely rotten branch. It's like you end up having to scoop out three-quarters of what was underneath because you realize that they were ineffective or they just were against the actual mission of the business. And it's harrowing and it's horrible. In the moment, when we pay the bill, when we scoop out the deadwood, when we scoop out the rot from the organization, it feels horrible. And so the pain that you often have to encounter in the organization feels wrong, but is right because you're righting a wrong, and that's where the pain occurs. And that's why so many businesses stay stuck, is because they have this affair, they have this person, and they're unwilling to have that hard conversation or multiple in order to make it right, and they stay stuck for years.
This is another quality of really successful founders that I've noticed, which is what you just said, is the ability to have the hard conversations sooner. And in my portfolio where there's first-time founders, they're coming to me and in our monthly meeting saying, God, there's this guy who's running the e-com division and he's so bad and I'm having to do the job for him. Yeah. What do I do about it, Steve? I'm like, what do you think? Yeah. But then they come back to me 2 weeks later and they're like, he's still there.
Yeah, right. And a year later and you're like, it's still John.
I remember asking in one such meeting, does John know that you're unhappy with him?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, sure.
So there's this quiet dissatisfaction, which I think is a virus, right?
Right, and what no one wants to discuss is the fact that everyone else knows John sucks.
Amen.
And that becomes the minimum standard for what is acceptable for excellence in the organization. And so I think, so if brand is what your reputation is externally, I think culture is kind of what reputation is internally. And so I define culture, operationalize, because I think culture is a very fluffy word. It's the rules that govern reinforcement within an organization. What do we reward? What do we punish?